on the
Mike, do you want an
Right,
agenda?
yes, even though they did it because the first is the technical holiday.
yeah, but that's not
But
when,
it should be the first, not the
yeah,
New Year's Eve versus, yeah.
yeah, we got that backwards when we did it, in my mind.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Hey, Gayla, right?
Oh, yes, I did.
Okay. Right now, I don't have anybody.
Easy crazy. Didn't be good anyway.
Hello, Chris.
Hi there.
I think that that's saying 9 AM on, 12:30 AM on New Year's Eve that kicks into the first of New Year's Day.
Maybe I'm just reading
I-
it differently
yeah, I-
than somebody else would.
Yeah, because I think, no, the.
The ordinance, and then
Fireworks.
number 2 down there in the,
Yeah, it said
Second two.
12:30 AM on January 1st, so that would be midnight of the 31st.
Right. I think it's because it kicked it into 12:30,
Right,
so
Yeah.
now it's gonna be on January.
maybe I'm just looking at it differently.
yeah, 30 minutes into the first.
Right, exactly. Because you don't want to stop them right at 12, because that's probably when they're going off, actually.
You know, it's pretty early. in
Yeah,
my
they do.
part.
Yeah.
Did somebody ask for the Hickory Hollow Road thing? Guy on the-
Yeah.
I think so. Okay, that'd be. Was not to think about it.
The residents asked me to discuss it again.
Is this the current ordinance or is this projected? That
That's for
firework.
projected, but you need to look through it and talk about changes and whether or not you like it and what you want to add. And Jake was talking about the kind of fireworks as well to be added, so. Just her first rough draft.
Is Josh coming?
No, he is on vacation in Florida and Jennifer's calling him. And Gayla's calling
Dave was calling in.
So then that means the D, we won't discuss.
him.
Kayla's not here.
But she's on the phone. Can we still discuss it? If she's still on the phone?
He's on the phone.
I mean, we can ask her, but I doubt she's anything made up yet.
Oh, D, because there's nothing in writing that tells you. Oh, wait, or we just set the public hearing.
Yeah. What it said.
Yeah.
We can still set it and then she can have the ordinance done hopefully.
Okay, that's fine.
Does that work?
And then,
Yeah, what do we
under
cross?
community development, we are gonna strike, discuss and decide on the pickleball nets.
Tonight doing that. Okay,
That is 9C.
okay. Record here at the fair.
I think so. I haven't got the official results. Ran out of food twice.
I wouldn't know where you'd have a better week than that. but
You would.
Mother Nature and weather-wise, I mean, you might.
It's not normal to run around in a sweatshirt
Yeah.
in Huntington, but they had, I know, at least $3,000 nights at the bingo.
Good deal,
So, but I guess she had a
good deal. I already knew what the pie auction brought in, that's great. It's bigger every year.
Yeah. Sounds like the auction on Monday went really, really well.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
I don't know what else we could have did, because a couple of nights we started running on car games.
Yeah.
Need that ball filled.
Huh?
You didn't need that ball filled, did you?
Highs in the upper seventies.
I'm being mischievous.
People showing up and dropping it off. Oh, time to go. All this meeting in order. Welcome everyone. First thing tonight, pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Any next thing to approve agenda, but I think you need to approve the agenda striking under C down there at the very end.
Motion to approve as amended.
Steve one.
On the back.
Community Development Director underneath her, discuss and decide on deposits for pickleball. We're not gonna discuss that.
I'll second the motion.
Earl,
Yes.
Don,
Yes.
Jake,
Yes.
Jennifer,
Yes,
All right, I think Zach sent out his update. If you didn't see it, it's in an email in your box, so. Jeff?
I really don't have much. I think we're still pecking away on a few things. As far as the fire side, guys have been helping out with the city crews in the early morning hours, trying to get tree limbs kind of out of the streets and make sure that nobody's running through power lines. So,
Alrighty. Mutual Center, you on the line? Main Street, you on the line? Mr. Schroeder? All right. It's an agenda.
motion to approve.
Second.
Jennifer,
yes,
Don,
Yes.
Earl,
Yes.
Jake,
Discuss and decide on vacating undeveloped road in Hickory Hollow Edition.
Oh,
Go ahead.
I am not necessarily here to discuss that part of it. But I would like to discuss the fact that, so the fence that was taken down and now people are driving through at the end of my street, which is a yard. I would like, that fence is on the city's property. The property line is south of the fence. So the fence belongs to Kevin Early, the city, and my stuff. The fence was torn down, section of it was torn down, and now people are driving off the end of my street through the yard into that property. I would like for the city, or I'll do it myself, put the fence back up. And the city put a sign up that says not a through street.
Is that, when did that fence come down, Mike?
A couple of years ago,
And I suppose the person that owns the land on the other side of the fence
took it
probably
down.
took it down.
without
Okay.
getting permission from the person who got it.
Well, I think the meeting that we had, which was a few weeks ago, I think there was no interest in vacating this. It didn't sound like. So I don't think that's an unreasonable request.
No, I don't
To
either.
put that back up and the city put a sign up.
Right.
So probably need a motion if you guys all feel the same. We'll make a motion and Rusty gets back next week. We can
I
call
did
him.
talk to Rusty about it.
Okay.
And I asked him if that was something that the city
And what was Rusty's response?
thought that was a great idea. He would
Okay.
not want to live next to a dirt road.
Okay.
I'll make a mo-
Go ahead, Mike.
No, I have, there's a roll of fence left when Kevin Early and his dad put that fence up 45 years ago, and it's in my property. So I could put the fence back up with about 4 or 5 fence posts if the city would just put some sort of sign up that says not a through street, violators will be shot, whatever. It's like something that says. don't
I was
try-
gonna support your motion until that last line of the law said that, but I think I better wait.
So I think if you're, go ahead, Don. But you just.
Well, I make a motion that we, honor Mike's request regarding the signage and the fence here on this property.
It's actually your property. It's actually the city's property. City, the fence was taken down.
I'll second.
That's the city's.
Okay, Jake,
Yes.
Earl,
Yes.
Jennifer,
Yes.
Don?
Yes. Just to clarify, do you want the city to put the fence back up or are you saying you're?
I could put-
Well, we gotta get a
Through the
sign that says not a through street.
Yeah, just at the
And
end
then
of
Mike,
my,
I'll also talk to Rusty about making a visit to that neighbor and just explaining that that's back up, it should stay up, and that's not a through street. They'll need to make other arrangements to get the property.
and he certainly can. He can
Yeah.
drive it from his,
Yeah.
So just so that individual knows, or individuals know that,
Yeah.
that it was put up by the council.
Yeah.
Judge and jury and executioner.
and I will say too, so there's deeds on Stufflebeam's land, which is the southern side of that. And there's a gentleman that takes care of those deeds, and he actually drives through it more than anybody.
Okay.
But he did access those deeds from Stufflebeam's property before the fence was.
Okay, so
So they made their own arrangements.
we'll just make sure that people around there are aware that the fence is going back up, and they'll put a sign up.
Okay,
Thank you, Mike.
thank you.
Approve invoice number final in the amount of $12,846.56 from Snap Sports for Sports Corp.
Move to approve.
Earl,
Yes.
Don,
Yes.
Jennifer,
Yes.
Jake,
Discuss and decide on drafting a developmental agreement with Metal Wholesale.
this week I took a tour of Metal Wholesale's current location in West Grove, in addition to the one out at the airport that they have purchased, and they're moving some of that business to Bloomfield. They were really gracious to take me around, show me how everything worked, introduce me to staff. They have a lot of moving parts and a lot of good things it looks like happening. And so, a couple weeks ago, we came to let you know that they had requested up to 500,000 for 15 years, tax abatement. So with the process and how that goes, if council approves giving them something tonight, then what happens is, we would reach out to Allers and Cooney, which I already have a meeting scheduled with them to let them know what you guys decide. And they, type up like entering into a draft form of some sort of development agreement. It would be pretty similar to what we did with Kenny Fowler and all those prior to. I do think that, you know, I'm excited, I guess, that it's get moved into city limits, so that'll be good. They are looking to hire an additional 15 employees. And, you know, those people might be buying houses or renting or paying us utilities, using our gas stations, et cetera. So, like I said, it was a good visit. We toured both facilities and went out and toured the airport. They have 2 airplanes, and as you know, on the past meetings, they're looking to maybe build a hangar, an additional hangar, and get another one. Super busy, flying out of our airport 5 to 7 times a week to go, and they have 6 or 7 other locations and expanding. So I was really impressed with what they have going and what they've built, and then the businesses that they're networking with and partnering with. So they are looking for tax abatement. I went back and looked. The highest I could find that we had given somebody in the past was 130,000 to M3 Fab. Now I will tell you, I explained to them the process, how it's not just $500,000. It's that or the time frame, whichever occurs first. And then I explained how they take their beginning assessed value, that year's annual assessed value minus the beginning when they took it over, you get a number, and then we usually figure a formula with that, with a rate that comes from the state level for Davis County and the city of Bloomfield, and then it's typically 75% of that. So they have to pay all their property taxes, bring me a receipt, and then I would do this formula. And most of the time they get about half of what their property taxes are. Not always, because the rate changes every year. Now we did have a couple like Mike Hauk and the old Bloomfield True Value. They were able to get the actual money before the time lapse. That's an awful high dollar amount, in my opinion. The good thing with it being a tax abatement is we're not gonna hand them 500,000 up front. It's gonna just be a portion reimbursement of their property taxes. So the way that the, TIF and tax increment financing fund works, you can only use those funds to build our own buildings, tear down our old buildings, sidewalks and streets, or tax abatements. So you can't use those funds for like payroll or anything else. Right now, this number changes every month, but right now we have 75,000 in TIF that is not accounted for, and 102,000 in the TIF rebate fund that is accounted for other tax abatements that we've given out. So we have the money already set aside for everybody else we know for their time frame. Like I said, you know, we don't know what their tax assessed is yet. We don't know what their property taxes are gonna be, but you guys would need to decide, is there a certain specific dollar amount in year?
Well, what was the taxes the last time it was in use? They were pretty close, don't you think? At a few percent.
I'm guessing it will probably increase, actually.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think that what was it, a sawmill, I think that was in the Coons building there.
But it's still the same building, right?
Yeah.
So I would think we'd be able to look that building.
Yeah, I
up
mean,
and-
but they did gut it and they're doing quite a bit to it, so I'm guessing they'll go up, but their property taxes will go up, but that doesn't really mean that the payment would go up because of the formula. I wish I had an actual dollar amount, but I don't. It looks to me like, I think they were around 10,000, but let me look. 11,500 a half. So it looks like they pay 23,000 a year right now in property taxes. So of the other ones that I looked up, like Subway, we gave them 4,000 back out of 8. I mean, it's kind of about a third to a half depending on the formula. So, I will need to know if you're interested in moving forward with some sort of development agreement with.
So do I understand if they're paying 22,000 a year?
Yeah,
That probably, if that was with all, are you saying that half 10 is the right,
well,
what they're probably gonna get? I mean,
I would budget for half,
yeah.
but I'm guessing it's not gonna quite be half.
Okay.
Only because when you do the formula, and like right now, the rate is 40%. So there's a formula where you take that number, divide it by 1,000, take it times the rate that's given to us from the state, and then it's 3/4 of that number. So if you budgeted for half, you should be safe,
And what's the longest we've ever went on?
15 years. Some are 7.
10,000 times 15 is 150,000.
And it's whichever
That
occurs
was the
first.
number I, based on what we said we did for M3.
Yeah.
And it's been a few years, inflation, 150,000 was my amount in my head, but you guys are the judges here, you know.
I
There's
mean,
no way to get
you're not,
half. There's
What-
never gonna, you'd have to carry it out 40 years for me.
well, no, what would happen is you get to 15 years and whatever money's left on the table, they don't get.
Yeah.
Because you're at 15 years. So, yeah, so if you commit to 100,000 or 150,000 for 15 years, if their taxes go up where we pay them, once the 150 is spent, even if they got 5 years left, they're done. It's one or the other.
Whichever comes first.
So, you know, there is some money in there. The next thing on the agenda is gonna be Stike's deal. He has a lot of stuff going too, so, I mean, it will still come full circle. I think we'll, you know, get, like I said, houses, utility bills, property taxes, whatever, out of these new jobs. But I would also suggest to put there is an employment worksheet in there where they have to commit to bringing in X amount of, like, Davis County Tires was 5 full-time people at all times. If they don't have 5 full-time people at all times at Davis County, they don't get their reimbursement. So there are loopholes in there. If it's just a flat, no, we don't want to enter in with these, then I'll just tell Allers, no, it isn't done, and the businesses. Now, if we're interested in doing something, I reach out to Allers and Cooney. they'll do up a mock draft, bring it to you. Is this kind of what you're thinking? And at that point, I can run numbers based on today's rate and this person that they bought the,
Where is it? I mean, the next one is the same type of.
Yeah.
deal, So I'm not jumping down here,
No.
but where's Stikey's building that they're wanting or what
So-
they're moving to? or
so
what?
theirs is out on Carr Street, right, but kind of where the foundry was, maybe a little bit more east. So he currently is in the front half, you know where the storage units are there?
Yes.
It's literally, he's renting that.
On
So
the
now,
south side.
Is he
on the
going to
south side.
build there on the foundry?
gonna build
Okay,
on
'cause
the
only
right
thing I
side.
knew there was the office building.
yeah, so do you know where Success Bank
Yeah.
just put up that brand
Yeah.
new shop? It's gonna be a little bit west of
Okay.
that. He's gonna build there and own.
Has he talked about any jobs like they said?
Yeah, yeah. And
What
we
did
would,
he say?
he's gonna, it sounded like Psyche was gonna have at least 5, up to 10, and Metal Wholesale is looking more towards 15 or more. Typically, we ask them to hire at least 5 full-time people. And you can put that restriction in there. Metal Wholesale is gonna be bigger, obviously, than Psyche's is gonna be, so, you know, that would all come later when the draft is done and stuff, so.
Thoughts?
What's the comparison?
Go.
So, and this, that's the company that we gave the 150,000 to,
As far as size,
size and employees, number of employees and such.
well, Metal Wholesale has 6 or 7 locations, and
M3's only one
And-
location.
yeah, M3 has 1.
I don't know what M3's count is currently.
I don't have their
They
lead,
always hire.
but Metal Wholesale is bigger
Yeah.
than M3.
It's 5, 6, 7 locations. Are they all Davis County or?
No.
What property?
So they're all over the US,
Okay.
yeah.
How many Davis?
Yeah, we don't have any yet.
Just
This
one.
one that they just bought.
Southwest Grove there.
But this
Oh,
one
okay.
that, yeah, the one that, the building that they bought out by the airport, they're actually gonna be using that as their headquarters too.
Gotcha.
So, that's gonna be the main
They're
one.
from here.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah, they
I knew
live,
that. I don't have any background with these folks. so-
Yeah. yeah, they're all born and raised here and whatnot, but, this will be their headquarters.
Yeah,
The one
I
in-
think we need to get involved in this to some degree. I don't know what the number should be, but
Right,
150 for the last person, which is a decent sized organization. This is much larger. More above 150 we go, or if we go above 150.
Jennifer had something to say too.
Go ahead, Jennifer.
Oh, well, I was just gonna ask, wasn't M3 thinking about expanding also? Was that on the agenda at one time? This tax rebate also?
they already have a tax rebate with us. We're currently paying them now.
Oh, I was thinking we were gonna expand and there was something else. Maybe I misunderstood.
Yeah, Metal Wholesale is expanding and that
Right,
was,
right.
okay,
I thought M3 was as well, so I misunderstood that.
yeah, that's okay. So,
But-
yeah,
But the thing, I mean, if you're thinking about giving us more than the magic number 150, I don't think you're ever gonna get
yeah,
to that number.
No,
You know, I mean, if you set it at 15, the buildings there, I don't think they're coming in and building 14 buildings and all of a sudden their tax base.
Right.
You only get what you can get there, and if you set it for 15, you can tell them 500,000, but 15 years is gonna hit way
Yeah.
before they ever get
Yep.
500.
yeah, and I explained that all to
I
them.
mean, so I think you should be just a little bit more realistic and say 150, 200, but the cap is 15 years, and I'm gonna bet that you get to the 15 years before they ever get to the 200, even if you went that.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
and besides that, 15 years, you and I aren't going around.
Probably about.
You will be.
By the time you
I'll be
get
on
there.
the
Trying to haul you in from
Yeah.
outside. didn't you?
Yeah. And, you know, I can always ask the lawyer, is there a way to cap after you do the formula, let's say it comes out to $12,000, but we are only wanting to give them 10. Can we say, we'll give them $150,000 up to 15 years with no more than 10,000 per year or something like that? I'm not sure if that's That's not how we do it now, but it might be something
Yeah.
we are able to do.
It'll be interesting to see what Alders and Cooney has to say.
Yeah.
And follow their guidance.
Do
So
we have to set the amount tonight? Or you
You
just
don't-
give you to go ahead to start the process?
Yeah, you don't actually have to decide on the amount tonight, but you have to decide if you want to tell them no, or if you want to enter into a
I
draft.
think both of them,
Definitely.
I move we enter into a
Draft.
draft
for both, right?
for both of these companies and then we'll proceed with the numbers at a later date.
So,
And you just want to combine the two?
yes.
All right, John,
Yes.
Jake,
Yes.
Jennifer,
Yes.
Earl,
Yeah,
We're gonna get down to D now, folks. Set public hearing for residential living space on Square. Gail, are you on?
I am.
If they set the public hearing, is something in your lap on this one or no?
I think I gave you a draft last week or last meeting.
Okay.
So it's just getting the public hearing set so that we can go through the 3 readings.
Okay,
We have a date that might be.
is that just the next meeting or are we gonna do
Yeah.
the first one in September?
Let's look at the calendar. Let's see
That'd be the 15th.
if are we gonna get the newspaper the 7th? Should
I
we?
can get it in tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah, it can be in next week.
And it's 10 and 20 or 4 and 20? 4 and 10.
4 and 20.
6, 7, 8. Yeah, you could put it in the paper on the 7th and hold it the 15th of August, or you can go to September 5th, whichever.
To set the public hearing for August 15th, it's edition of it. 2024.
I'll second it.
Don,
yes,
Jake,
Yes.
Earl,
yes.
Jennifer,
Discuss and decide on setting a public hearing to shorten the days of firework usage and what types can be used. I think in your packet there, folks. There's that chapter 41 looks like.
so the first couple pages are the current ordinance and
Okay.
then the second one is the one that was drafted up.
Oh, okay.
And I just played with some dates. So what I think I explained to Tommy, Joe and Kyle, what I attempted to do was catch if you had the 4th in a midweek, giving them from Saturday night before to Saturday night after potentially. And obviously you guys get to pick the dates, but I was just giving you something to think about in terms of if you had a midweek 4th of July.
So currently June 30th through July 7th, I'm gonna go on record and say I'd like to see you bump that up to like July 2nd. I don't think you need more than 5 days to cut fireworks off, so.
I'd also like to see it expanded on what types of fireworks are allowed or prohibited.
Is that up above their approved consumer?
Well, I'm looking at, the current fireworks thing, ordinance under 3B, where it states a person shall only discharge a consumer firework device on real property they own or on property where consent has been given. That's fine for ground fireworks, but stuff that's going up in the air and blowing up in the air, blowing up over other people's homes, over their other people's property, and I believe that is hazardous. When you get down to D, where it says no person shall discharge consumer fireworks devices in a reckless manner or manner likely to cause death, injury, fire, or property damage. I think allowing this blowing up over other people's property is violating D. So I think we need to discuss, at least for the updated ordinance, on what fireworks are allowed. I'd like to see aerial shots banned. I'm going on record saying that. And if we had to put a committee together, I'm happy to be on that committee to discuss this, to get a little more in depth. I watched too much this last June through July, fireworks blowing up over other people's homes and no care whatsoever.
So we just
Total
need to set a
disregard.
public hearing, right?
Well, you need to get this all correct before you have. a
Yeah,
public hearing.
I think we put up public hearing on this, get this ordinance worded properly.
Okay.
And from Zach's message to us today, he's willing to help work on that, so. So I think, I think,
You want to set a committee?
yeah, I'm thinking of a committee that includes you
Okay,
and Jake
and then Zach.
and Zach,
Okay.
to work on this.
Sorry, Zach, you're not here, but you get volunteers.
Yeah. And,
So why don't,
You make a.
you and I and Zach meet? Let's try to have a meeting before the 15th so we can come back and everybody fine with that? So we're
Yep.
kind of tabling this, but we did have a committee set there. Do we have a motion to make that committee or no?
You can put it in your motion if you want.
I'll make it a motion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, to set up a meeting.
I'll second it.
Yeah.
All right, Dawn,
Yes.
Earl,
Yes,
Jennifer. To set a committee.
You there still, Jennifer? We can't hear you if you are. We lost you.
No, I had it on mute and didn't realize it, sorry.
Okay, so that, we got that, okay? Cool.
Was that a motion?
yep,
Yeah, we already voted. You voted
Motion
yes.
was to set the committee to discuss it.
Okay.
So the committee will come back at the next meeting and tell you what we talked about.
Right.
Okay. Approve appointment of Corey Grimm as HPC Commissioner with a term ending March of 2026.
Corey's, seems interested and he lives on the square. And so, we'd like to have him appointed to the HPC.
I'll make a motion that we approve item 7F.
I'll second.
Earl,
Yes,
Jake,
Yes.
Jennifer,
Yeah,
Dawn,
Yes.
Approve road closure Jefferson Street for August 24th for the American Legion from 12 PM to 12 AM.
What they do.
They're probably gonna have, I think they came,
That cookout thing.
yeah, they're gonna have a band or something there, an outside thing there. I think they came one time, they didn't go through with that other firm. They had way too many demands on them. So I think from talking to Julie and maybe another member on the board down there that they just wanted to have an outside band.
I make a motion we approve item 7G.
second,
Jake,
Yes.
Jennifer.
Yeah.
Dawn,
Yes.
Earl,
yes,
Approve resolution declaring an official intent under Treasury Regulation 1.150-2 to issue debt to reimburse the city for certain original expenditures paid in connection with specific projects. It's really
Yeah, that's
sophisticated. I don't,
exactly what we
you-
thought when Allers said, this is
could
what
you
your
tell us
agenda
what
has
this
to
is
say.
about? Because it sounds like
Sure.
we're going to war here.
Okay.
No speakers on the language.
So our attorneys in Des Moines, Allers and Cooney, have typed up a resolution saying that you guys are approving that we get reimbursed with our SRF funds for the sidewalks around the square, instead of paying the interest to the loan for the sewer plant. That's essentially what it says.
Okay.
In English versus
Well,
lawyer.
fancy words for that.
Yeah,
They're trying to earn their money.
yeah.
Or confusing it.
Motion to approve.
Yeah, you should see the paper.
Second.
Jake,
Yes.
Dawn,
Yes.
Earl,
yes,
Jennifer.
yes,
Approve Class B retail alcohol license for Jay's One Stop.
Motion to approve.
motion to,
I'll put you down in a second.
that'll work.
no,
Dawn, sorry. Dawn,
Yes.
Jake,
Yes.
Jennifer.
Yeah.
there was a little confusion there. I thought maybe we were just gonna get this. Yeah. There was confusion on seconds and everything, and then a quick, no. You didn't catch me this time.
I thought about approving the motion and then voting no.
Approve resolution appointing Tammy Roberts to the Area 15 Housing Commission.
Move to approve. Second.
Okay, Earl,
Yes.
Jennifer.
Yeah.
Dawn,
Yes.
Jake,
Yes.
Approve invoice in the amount of $8,750 to Anderson Larkin for the fiscal year 24 audit.
Motion to approve highway robbery.
That used to be
that ain't,
5,000.
that ain't even. the
It
whole
used to
thing.
be 5,000, just a couple, three, I swear.
Yeah.
That won't even be the last. Good thing I budget a lot.
Do you second?
No, I guess I do need a
Oh.
second. Do you want to do that?
Sure.
Dawn,
Yes.
Jennifer.
Yeah.
Jake,
Yes.
Earl,
Yes.
Approved quote for KDA pad transformer of $22,550.
so, okay, in your packet, that's a transformer, Carter Miller Services, when they delivered a dumpster to Keys, they hit our transformer. So Carter Miller will be reimbursing us for the transformer that they hit, but we have to buy
Where is it?
electric, a big transformer.
Where?
Keys. Brothers
Brothers
Market, sorry, Brothers
Okay.
Market. I still call it Keys.
So that mistake cost that company $22,000. Oof. That guy might not be employed.
Luckily, there were cameras that showed that the dump truck or dumpster or whatever hit it.
I make a motion, we approve that item.
Second.
Jake,
Yes.
Jennifer?
Yeah.
Earl,
Yes.
Don?
Yes.
Approved quote for concrete road at south end of Smith Street in an amount of $43,249.13 from McClure Concrete.
Is Rusty on?
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah.
Can you
Do
hear
you
me?
want to talk through this or do you want me to?
No, it's fine. Yeah, this will be did our last pavement project. We had to stop right at the north edge of DC Tire. And this is the concrete that runs south from there. This will be extending it to the south end of their south driveway, to finish up that concrete patch. So yeah, something had been in the works for a while.
So if you recall, last year, when we did the asphalt, we didn't choose to continue to finish that yet because
Right.
their parking lot was all torn up and we didn't want their trucks driving on it. Well, they had finished and replaced all of theirs. So it's our turn to finish, I think, what we said we were gonna do. And this, Rusty did go out and get multiple bids and this is the lowest one.
Correct.
Move to approve.
Second.
Don,
Yes.
Jake,
Yes.
Jennifer,
Yes.
Earl,
Yes.
Approve invoice number 540451 to Dana Safety Supply in the amount of $63,517 for fiscal year 25 budgeted police car.
Motion to approve. Second.
Earl,
Yes.
Don,
Yes.
Jake,
Yes.
Jennifer,
Approve quotes 3262, 3263, and 3264 totaling $9,410.31 for repairs to sewer camera and retrieval system.
so our sewer camera, it needs repaired. It is total 9,400 or a new one is well over 100,000. Yeah, yeah.
This, is this just normal wear and tear? Or,
I would assume, Rusty?
Yeah, pretty much. One of the three bills is an update to the software that
Right.
gives it the updates so that we can use the cameras, and then we can also patch it into the other companies that we want to send it to. And I know the guys have done a lot of sewer cameras here in the last 2 years. I think they've had it 3 years now, maybe 4.
So
Yeah.
something we've not done any maintenance on at all. So we've been very fortunate to not have to do that. The updates is something that was kind of long overdue. But yeah, it's definitely a tool the guys use a lot. And with our sewer master plan, we have to camera the whole city. So something we want to definitely keep up with.
Okay, all right. Move to approve.
Second?
Jennifer,
Yes.
Jake,
Yes.
Don,
Yes.
Earl,
Yes.
Approve purchase of a tank of fuel for the electric department at the rate of 2.379 for a total of $10,705.50 for 4,500 gallons.
Yep, this is what we've used in the engine room, just doing our exercises. We've actually, I believe this is the third year that I've been here, that this is the first time we've had to purchase fuel. So been doing really good, just exercising it every month, keeping the engines going the way we want them. And so, yeah, just need to keep the fuel topped off.
Do we put additive to that to keep it good?
Yes, we always use winter blend fuel.
Okay, all right. Move to approve.
Second?
Jake,
Yes.
Earl,
Yes.
Don,
Yes.
Jennifer,
Yes.
Public comments? Joe?
I have nothing for you.
Okay. Rusty?
The only thing I'd like to ask, we've been talking about possibly looking at another truck for either myself or between Colin and Lisa. We're at a point where we still have the little Volt. The truck I'm driving is still in very good shape and have no reason to get rid of it. But winter months come around, the Volt's not very handy in the winter for Lisa to read meters with, and with having Colin in the office, we have a lot of days we could sure use another vehicle. We was looking at putting some new paint on mine just to stop the paint chipping and a little bit of the rust. That truck is still in excellent shape. That would run us in the neighborhood of $3,500 to bring that truck up to snuff. And then we did a little bit of looking around, but somewhere in the neighborhood of 40,000 to purchase another DPW truck. And I would pass mine to Colin and Lisa to use between the two of them on the meter reading and the extra running. It would also be allowed for meetings.
What did we take?
Not,
Is that 40,000 for a 4-wheel drive vehicle?
Yes, sir. If you get a work truck, we've saw several Fords, Dodges, and Chevys under the 40 number for a crew cab, full size, half ton work truck.
So used or new?
Brand new.
Oh, then I want to order one when you order one then.
Okay.
I never knew we made. All the trucks were at least 60,000-70,000 now. That's why I said I'm never buying another one.
They've come down considerably. And if you get a true work truck, they've got vinyl in them and basically they're just a plain Janer, but they still have electric windows and cruise and air.
My wife's not gonna like it. So.
you can get one for less than $60.
Really? Good.
I did talk with Tommy Joe. We've discussed it a little bit. So I believe this year there's a chance we have the money left over after the sidewalk project, possibly because we did not budget for this, but there's a chance that it would be there once the sidewalks are done. I think Tommy Joe, she would confirm that.
So we'll have to just wait till then.
Yeah, I mean, you guys had originally set aside the 170 extra money aside for equipment that you haven't decided on. But the riprap will take probably about 20 of that. With the sewer camera, I met with Jeremy and Rusty and we took stuff off to accommodate that. So his budget didn't go up. So, yeah, I mean, if it were me,
We had some other projects in that 170 though. What was it?
We did.
oh, yeah,
Potentially.
yeah, we have extra, you mean extra equipment that request?
Oh, there was,
Earmarks.
I thought we said we're setting 170 aside, but it was really towards if they wanted to do a couple, 3 things, which I thought we already discussed.
The 170 that was set aside is just equipment only.
Oh, okay.
And we never allocated that.
No, we haven't. No, we
Was
haven't.
there
What I-
initially some equipment, talked about at first during the budget?
Yes, so there were a couple items that were previously approved for this year's budget. We bought them last year because we had
Okay,
extra
all
funds.
right.
So there are funds available in that. Or like he said, you could wait till our projects are all done and then go back and revisit it.
You think that price would change, Brandy, if we wait a couple months?
I don't believe so. I believe we could still stay under the 40 mark. It's like I said, the truck market's come down. They're a lot more readily available now. So it's not like it was a couple years ago. But that's you guys' call 100%. And if we need to wait, that's fine. But that's kind of where we was looking at.
So for me, I guess I'd like to know if there's any other equipment needs also. Like, I know you said we bought some things on last year's budget, but I was just wondering if there's any departments that have asked for things and things that we need to go through like all together and not just like one piece at a time.
Sure. According to what we had discussed in the last meeting is, so the police car just got approved. It was already in the budget. The only thing, let's see, parks is done. Meter reader, maybe sell bulk or a smaller truck around 10,000, need to decide. The gas department had asked, renting a vac trailer for a year, see how much we use it, and then maybe buy one if we do use it. Sewer, we scratched the mower and decided to do the riprap. The fire department, we would need to decide on a 2024 Ford F-250, an inside floor drain or concrete apron, which those two pieces don't necessarily have to go in with equipment. They could go in building maintenance or possibly TIF, since we're working on our own buildings. And electric has brand new trucks. Gas and water are the only two that have actual trucks that are 20 years old. Water, when their one really old truck decides to go, they want just to get a smaller one because they always ride together, so they don't need two full-size trucks. And gas has the new van, 2021 van, and then the DPW truck is on this list as well. So, yeah, I mean, and it's nothing that you have to decide tonight by any means.
I guess you kind of answered, that's thinking we discussed something for Jeff for the fire department.
Yep,
Truck,
yeah.
you just mentioned that, so I just don't forget about that.
Yeah. I would say, you know, as far as I mean, I do have extra money set aside for the sidewalks and stuff. Obviously, they came in a little bit under budget, but, you know, we might be able to squeeze in the square asphalt with that extra money this year as well. So, I mean, I personally wouldn't commit to anything right now, especially after the day we had today. But that's just my.
Can discuss it.
Yeah, you can table it. Yeah, I mean, you don't have to decide, especially because, no offense, but you'll have to come with invoices to compare and everything else too, to approve.
Let's talk about it again in 2 or 3 months.
She brought up a good thing that I'd like to see. If there's money left over, let's get that square asphalt done this year. Then we're done with the square for many, many years to come. And I would say that's what's gonna be 150 at least,
I have 250 in the budget.
250. Okay.
I guess I'll be about 220.
I'm good with that.
So what's,
Yeah.
what's the square? I'm sorry, I missed that. The square. asphalt?
So, they were discussing to table the DPW truck purchase and
Right.
wait until we finish the sidewalk, see where we're at, how much is left. And if we do have enough left after that, maybe we look to asphalting the roads around the square
Oh,
year.
okay.
Instead of next.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. We didn't say no, Rusty. We're just gonna
Table.
table it for.
That's totally fine. Not a big deal.
Okay,
Just
thanks.
got a quick question for you, Rusty. And first off, sorry to hear about your dad.
Thank you.
But, with the recent rains and everything, has there been issues with the storm drain, the pumps and so forth? Are they working properly?
on
I've
the
had a lot of
sewers
water backing up to my basement just these last storms.
Not being in town this week, I don't know, Jake, for a solid answer for you on that. As far as the storms in front of your house got redone with the highway and got opened up better. So, I know we had several calls on storm drain issues or houses and basements getting water this past week and a half, due to the rains that we've had. So I would have to check into that. I don't believe that we've got any storm drain issues. We did redo the one there's just south of your house, on North Street. The street crew replaced a bunch of tubing there to open that storm drain up. So I need to check into it. I'd have to have a little time, but I could sure look into that and see. But like I said, I know with all the extreme rains, the city's had, we definitely had a lot of calls on it.
Right, I just knew, I'm not the only person, but I thought it'd be wise to bring it up tonight just for awareness. And you obviously don't know, but it sounds like you've been getting calls anyway, so. thank
And
you.
we can also use that camera, and that's something we do use, that camera that Jeremy is having repaired. The street guys use it to do a lot of cameras on their storms to find those intrusions and repair that. So we can definitely hit your neighborhood and find out, see what we can find out.
Perfect, thank you.
Thank you.
Anything else, Rusty?
I just wanted to say one thing. I got to stop into the office today on my way through town and got to visit with Tommy Joe and call just very briefly, trying to get some updates on how things have been going. Anyway, sounds like that you guys have had a lot of issues in town with some outages, a lot of trees down, and I have heard nothing but good things on the street. All the city workers, streets, water, sewer, all of them, the parks, they all come together. And I just wanted to give a shout out to all the city workers. I apologize for not being there, but it sounds like they pulled together in the times of need, and it sounds like things have went very smooth this week, getting storm damage cleaned up. Houses haven't been out of power very long, so just wanted to put that shout for them.
Thank you.
We agree with that statement, Rusty.
Yep.
I will say,
Thank you.
Rusty, when I called it the other day to ask him if he thought there was enough damage to help out the citizens by putting on the curb. And initially my timeline was not even thinking that anybody would even have any time city-wise till next Monday or Tuesday. And I'm happy to report, just so you know, that they're already picking up.
Oh,
I mean, I've had a couple, 3 houses that I own that it's already been picked up off the curb, and I did not expect them until at least Monday or Tuesday to really start that process. So kudos to those guys and gals that are doing that. So make sure you
Yeah.
commend them next week or when the next time you see them, that the council and the mayor and, you and Tommy Joe and everybody here feels that they're doing a wonderful job. So
Very good. Thank you for that.
you bet.
Just as soon as I get some dry wood, I'll get that burned because it's getting big. I can't get nothing to burn, it's just gonna smoke, and I'm afraid the wind's gonna come out of the west and smoke.
It was standing room only trying to get into that 2 days
Yeah.
ago. I can only imagine.
It was elimination.
Yeah, it was like, wow, this is the first time.
He's packing it pretty tight, so it's gonna be a hot fire.
Yeah.
We used all that gas.
Yeah.
I can't get to the mill, that's where the dry wood's at.
Any council updates?
Just good. In-
Oh, Tammy, I'm sorry. Well, let's do council updates. Any council updates? No, Tammy, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Okay, really, most of my focus is on the sidewalks. TK has been excellent to work with. They've been very accommodating. I hope the updates that you're getting in the email is enough of what's going on. They're working very quickly. And we got a couple of the businesses were saying how good they were to work with people crossing where they shouldn't be crossing, and they stop and they're very attentive to what's happening. So they're doing a good job with that. They have a good solid plan. They started forming up that south end today to do the concrete. They got the vaults on the Hill building, what they could, left as much for them as they could, and got those filled, and they'll be moving further north. So next week they're planning on having the parking all, paid back report next week. And they started, survey and put in for where the light posts are gonna go. We had to make some adjustments on that because there were some that they had planted in front of doors, so we had to work through that challenge, explain it that
So is the
way.
concrete that's still in existence today up next to the building,
Yeah,
is that the last that gets poured, or they'll tear that out here in just a day or two as well?
okay, so what'll happen is they will do the curb and the gutter, and then they will do the sub drain and everything that goes underneath the pavers and build that up to rock. So there's a rock on top and not put the paver, then they will take the interior sidewalks out. At that point in time, that's when they'll start building the access bridges to the apartment doors and to that. So that will be the last thing that's pulled out, but it'll be after the curb and gutter and parking is done, that'll be the first thing poured back,
Okay.
and then the pavers will be done.
Okay.
So that's how that'll be doing. And then next week, I just want to make you aware, I'm going to, the Iowa Downtown Conference. So I'll be gone a couple of days to, Cedar Rapids on Tuesday and Wednesday for the Iowa Downtown Conference. Okay. Oh, one other thing. I wanted to thank Don as I'm looking at him. We had 6 windows that blew out in the storm downtown. Yeah, so it was kind of a mess. And so in between the rain yesterday, Don and I were sweeping up glass around, and I wanted to say thank you for
Was
helping
those
do
above the
that.
Mexican restaurant?
There were 3 above the Mexican restaurant, 1 in Franklin, 1 in Indigo Roots, and 1 at Main Street. So that wind and
Or pulled the glass out, there was
Yeah.
no glass inside, low pressure system,
Yeah.
would come through and pop the glass out.
Mhm.
In all of those.
so it was kind of hairy over there as they're trying to do construction, and the only place people could walk was all
The
covered in
glass
glass.
Yeah.
So,
Well, kudos back to you because I don't think that's part of her job. But she was there with the broom and a basket and we got it done pretty quickly.
it was done fast. So anyway, so that was, I just wanted to say thank you for that because that was.
I saw the broom in your hand when I drove by.
Oh, the reason I was leaning on,
I was like, wonder where John is. He's working for the Mexican restaurant.
He makes it
another
very
part-time job.
Any other comments for Tammy? All righty, Gail, are you on?
I am.
Where do we stand on the facade work that you're doing for the non-payment issue?
I just need to get the petition filed.
Okay. So the letter was delivered, no response, and now you're on the second step of that.
Yep,
Okay.
no
thank you.
response at all. So,
Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
I don't have anything else.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Jennifer,
Yes.
Jake,
Yes.
Don,
Yes.
Earl,
Yes.